This is KCOU 88.1 FM Columbia, KCOU.FM all around the world, a free service of MSA GPC.
It's 10 o'clock, Columbia, and time for the two most action-packed hours on the radio. It's Happy Hour with Joe Northern. And now, live from the Student Center studios, here he is, Joe Northern.
That's right. Welcome to Happy Hour here on KCOU 88.1 FM, KCOU.FM. Joe Northern, along with my good friend Eddie Duckworth. Eddie, how you doing, old buddy?
I am doing glorious this morning. Thank you, Joe.
No problem, Eddie. We got a big show coming up for you today. Besides, a big show as always. Besides having one of the hosts of one of the Weiler radio shows on KCOU, The Riot. We're going to talk to Eddie about that coming up a little bit later on the broadcast. Also, Steve Goldberg and Andy Humphrey will join us as they'll be giving us a game preview for tomorrow night's game against Murray State, which you can hear right here on KCOU. We'll talk a little bit more later about that. Jeff Parles from the Big Three and a new show on KCOU, Overtime Live, will also join us coming up in the 11 o'clock hour. It's just a big show today, a big way to kick off college football. Don't you agree?
College football. Can't wait.
That's right. But first, let's go 23 Talk Free. A little Andrew WK never hurt anybody. That is Party Hard. We just went 23 Talk Free for you. From one of the greatest video game soundtracks of all time as well, Madden 2003.
I remember I didn't own a Madden game until Madden 06. But I used to play Madden 03 at my friend's house all the time, and that
Madden 03 is a classic. I don't care what you say.
That was my first introduction to Andrew WK.
Mine too.
I remember as a youngster, I used to watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force, even though I wasn't supposed to. I remember they used to play his music. I'm like, what the heck is this guy? And then I heard him on Madden. I'm like, I know this song. What's this dude's name? Andrew WK. I had no idea.
What saddest was, no matter how many hits he'll have, he will always be known for that. He will always be known for that. Other songs we had for you, we had Miley, We Can't Stop. We'll explain more on that whole
Miley needs to stop.
She needs to stop. We'll explain more, coming to that a little bit later on the broadcast. Before that, we had a St. Louis trio for you. Nelly Houghton here. Before that, Chingy right there. And before that, Jaquan and Tipsy. Believe it or not, Jaquan from the STL.
Wow, really?
Yes.
I would figure he was like further south, like Arkansas or God Almighty, Texas.
Nope, he's from the 314. That's for sure. And before that, Tiny Timpa. The more you know. And before that, Tiny Timpa, Written in the Stars, one of the World Series songs of the Cardinals in 2011. A very St. Louis influenced 23 Talk Free. It is Happy Hour here on KCOU 88.1 FM, KCOU.FM. Joe Northern along with Eddie Duckworth here with you in the Student Center studios. Let's go ahead and tell you our question of the day. Obviously, college football kicked off last night with one of the more exciting games. You could not start a season better than you saw last night between Ole Miss and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt leading the Rebels. I think it was like 28-17, starting the fourth quarter. And then the offense just explodes from there. Ole Miss gets 2 touchdowns, leads 32-28. And then Vanderbilt runs it all the way back, 35-32. And then Ole Miss, not even a minute later, runs back and wins it 39-35. All that in the fourth quarter. So now I want to know.
So much for clutch defense.
Yes. It's an all-offensive game. But I want to know, folks, who will be your national champion this year in college football? Who will be your national champion? 573-882-8262 is the number to call. Tweet at the show, Happy Hour on KCOU, Facebook.com/Happy Hour KCOU. Who will be your national champion this season? Who's going to come out and be holding up the crystal ball one last time before the college football playoff? Who will be your national champion? Eddie, who you got?
This is a tough question for me because I actually just started watching college football this season because I figured I was tired of being out of the loop last year with all this college football stuff. So I'm going to take the cop-out pick and say Alabama. Just because they're Alabama.
Just because they're Alabama. I'll have mine a little bit later, but I want to know is yours. Who do you think will be the national champion when it's all said and done at the end of the season? 573-882-8262 is the number to call. Tweet at the show, Happy Hour on KCOU, Facebook.com/Happy Hour KCOU. Who will be your national champion at the end of the season? I want to hear from you. Coming up at 10:40, our Jimmy Rustler of the Week with the woman who has a very, very stretching goal, to say the least. We'll find out and more. You're listening to Happy Hour on KCOU.
Saturday, it's opening night at Faurot Field as the Murray State Racers come to town to take on the Missouri Tigers. Coverage starts at 5 p.m. with Tiger pregame live. Kickoff shortly after 6 p.m. Tigers, Racers. Coverage starts at Saturday afternoon at 5 on KCOU 88.1 FM and KCOU.FM. You're listening to Happy Hour. Connect with the show now. Call us at 573-882-8262. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/happyhourKCOU. And follow us on Twitter at Happy Hour on KCOU.
10:29 now on your Friday. It's Happy Hour here on KCOU 88.1 FM, KCOU.FM. Joe Northern, Eddie Duckworth with you. Question of the day, who will be your national champion in college football by the end of the season? Who do you think will be the national champion? 573-882-8262 is the number to call. Tweet at the show, Happy Hour on KCOU. Facebook.com/Happy Hour KCOU. Now, I know it's been 5 weeks. I know it's been 5 days since this event happened, but it's still going to be stuck in everybody's heads. We are talking about the MTV Video Music Awards, and I made a nice little clever Facebook status about it the other day, if I can pull it up here real quick. Usually what I do after big award ceremonies, I make a nice little what we've learned. I did it for the CMAs, I did it for the Grammys, I did it for the Oscars. So I did it for the VMAs Sunday night. Here's what I said. What we learned from the VMAs: Gaga lost the weight because there were rumors of her going on some massive weight gain, but she lost it all, which was good for her.
She looked good anyway, though.
She looked good anyway, despite her coming out in a very beachy outfit at the end of Applause.
True.
But
it was good. It was fun to look at.
I ain't even mad. T Swift trolled her ex Harry from One Direction while winning. Nice of her to troll.
Trolls are always good, but you don't want to feed them too much.
Oh, of course not. Will Smith danced to everything. That was something, well, almost everything. We'll explain later.
Will still got some moves for a 40-year-old man, not going to lie.
But he was just still dancing around. He was doing the Carlton, I think, during the JT Video Vantage Award, I think.
The thing is, though, only Alfonso Ribeiro was allowed to do the Carlton. He's the only one who can ever do that dance ever again. Maybe Jaleel White, if he does it right.
Maybe Jaleel White. Austin Mahone is going to be the next annoying pop star. I'm so tired of that guy. What about love? Tired of it.
I don't even know.
Well, I'm glad you don't. No, if you know what I'm talking about, terrible. And obviously, we know Miley Cyrus committed the first live STD transmission on cable. From what we could tell on Friday night. My goodness. Her Disney days are gone, boys and girls.
I don't even think Disney's even claiming her anymore. I'm pretty sure they've burned all their Hannah Montana records, and we don't even know who this chick is. We've never even heard of her.
My goodness.
My thing with Miley Cyrus, that wasn't even if she was going for sexy, that wasn't sexy at all. I was just trashy and ew.
It was like an episode of Jerry Springer or more, what we're watching there.
You ever see the episode of Family Guy where Peter says, if you ever lick Christina Aguilera, she tastes like hot garbage? That's what I thought of that performance.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I thought of that performance.
It was. And the fact that it made the front lines of CNN, all the major news sources, that's, ugh. From a journalistic point, why are you talking about that? We got a war with Syria that's probably going to break out soon, and you're talking about Miley twerking on stage, also the newest addition to the Oxford English Dictionary. Fun fact.
Wait, really?
Yes. This is as of Wednesday. Twerking is now officially in the dictionary.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I don't either.
Wow.
But this planet wouldn't be complete. But there were some good things about the VMAs. For example, Justin Timberlake had a hell of a performance, personally, I thought.
I love JT. JT is that guy.
And more importantly, his old band NSYNC came back together. The annoying 8-year-old came out and I was like, what?
As soon as I saw it, because I didn't watch a lot of the VMAs when people were talking about NSYNC, I was like, NSYNC, what? So I changed to the station, went back with my DVR and all that. Yeah. I'm like, holy crap. It's the guys.
It's Lance.
It's the guys.
It's JC, Lance, all of them. My goodness.
I feel like they should have had at least a half-hour set just for them.
You should have. Even they were. Hey, 2 minutes of NSYNC is better than no minutes of NSYNC, and more importantly, here is 3.5 minutes of NSYNC, their first ever hit, "Tear It Up My Heart."
It's time for the Jimmy Rustler of the Week.
That really rustled my jimmies.
Today's Rustler comes to us, our first international Jimmy Rustler fun fact, coming from Poland. It's good to have a goal in life. You know that we all have goals while we're here at MU, but this female's goal is
a little unorthodox.
It's very unorthodox. Anna Liskwa is allegedly attempting to travel to every city in the world. That's good. You want to travel every city in the world at some point.
Everybody has world traveling goals.
Well, hers is a little more, all right, not safe for work, children, but it's just so she can have sex with at least 100,000 men for 20 minutes each.
Wow, that's a lot of guys.
My goodness. And she says she wants men from Poland, Europe, all around the world. I love sex, fun, and men, she said, according to the Austrian Times. And now the supposed marathon began last month in Warsaw on her Facebook page. So she's making this public to everybody.
Wow.
In the process. But so far they're keeping a count on her too. 284. 284 is the current number. You not scratch the surface to 100,000. But what's sad is that she's got a staple man with this too. She really, really, really does. And reading this right now, her boyfriend says that she didn't let the fact that she has a boyfriend. Gosh, I can't talk today. That she has a boyfriend letting her stop her. He said that he was not thrilled with her unusual hobby, but had no choice but to come to terms with it. Dude, you got to dump her.
You do have a choice. It's called moving on. You don't want to be with a girl like that.
Regardless of that situation, I mean, he is very, very rustled right now. So will 100,000 men at some point. But, Eddie, one thing is certain for you and I.
My jimmies remain unrustled.
Yes, that is the Jimmy Rustler of the week. And, in that case, she is going to rustle. She will be rustling all around the world. Right now, we got new music for you from Eric Paisley. It's a song called Friday Night, because why not? It is Friday night. Friday night, it's happy hour. Nothing wrong with a little John Cougar Mellencamp for you. Hurts so good, it is happy hour here on KCOU 88.1 FM, KCOU.FM. Joe Northern along with Eddie Duckworth. Andy Humphrey joining the party now. Andy, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
I'm doing well. Forgot to turn you on for a second on the mic, but it's all good. Like I said, I got to teach you how to produce at some point.
That's right.
But it's going to happen.
I can probably do this job about half as good as you can. I just hope so.
Well, we'll see what happens. Our question of the day, we'll get back to that for you. Who will be your national champion this year in college football? 573-882-8262 is the number to call. You can tweet at the program at Happy Hour on KCOU, Facebook.com/Happy Hour KCOU. Already got some responses on the Facebook page. Mickey White writes Alabama. Brock Williams writes Three Rivers Community College, the infamous two-year school back in the good old boot heel of Southeast Missouri.
There you go.
Eric Kelly writes Blue Mountain State. We had a call from Mark in Columbia saying Alabama as well. Andy, who do you think your national champion will be?
I was actually going to decide this later today, and prepare for my show tomorrow, Salute Your Sports, which everybody should listen to. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and say Alabama. I mean, I was hoping to pick Stanford, but their defense is very good.
Defense is great, but the offense
is great. The offense may need some help. But they'll definitely come out of that conference. But
I can see that.
Right now, nobody's beating Alabama right now.
No question. No question. We want to hear from you. Who do you think your national champion will be? 573-882-8262 is the number to call. Tweet at the radio program at Happy Hour on KCOU. Facebook.com/Happy Hour KCOU. Hour number 2 on the way, but first a new segment we're going to do here on the program. Brady Finn will give a little bit of a minor editorial as we lead to the 11 o'clock hour every week with the KCOU Sports Spotlight. Here's Brady Finn.
People love sports. At some point, watching and playing weren't enough, so people began gambling to spice things up. This aspect gave the otherwise uninterested casual sports fan a passionate, invested interest in any given game. We've all filled out a bracket in March and have told someone to shut up so we could hear the next Super Bowl commercial in its entirety. With South Carolina, Ole Miss, and USC all taking the field last night, and Miami, Texas Tech, and Kansas State playing tonight, the smell of college football noticeably back in the air. When you hear that concoction of blaring